I do something called the 5-star shout out. I'm gonna say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in you can't make a you know what I'm talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing out there today? Welcome to the Side Jawn. I'm your host, Dennis Holmes. I'm here with my co-host, the Chocolate Girl. How you doing today, baby?
Hey, everybody. I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good today.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing much better than I have been. That's better.
That's good to hear. Now, today we have a special guest on here today. As you can see from the background that he has, he is not just a regular Giants fan. He's a super fan, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is he just a fan, he also has a podcast. So I want to introduce y'all to, and I want to make sure I say this right, Stephen, a.k.a. Sneakygmen.
You say it better than me. I'm a little jealous. I'm out. There's no reason for me to stick around any longer. I'm done.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
We're glad to have you.
I got to say that flyer was that made my day. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for the invite too. I feel like I've made it now.
Oh, sucky now. Yeah. Feel like he made it.
Now, what I want to ask you, let's get into some of these questions first.
Okay.
When is it that you decided to go blue?
You mean when I became a Giants fan?
Blue.
Big blue.
When I became a Giant, look, it started back in, I want to say 1987. The first football game I ever watched was the Super Bowl, the 86. Well, it's called the 86 Super Bowl, but they played in 87 against the Giants. The Giants and the Broncos. I just remember my dad wanting this guy by the name of LT to sack Elway. That's all I know.
Who? I don't know who that is. Who LT? Who's that?
I'm sorry, what? You don't know who D. Lawrence Taylor, the real LT? You don't know who that is?
I know who he is.
Number 56. Yeah. And see the fun. So that's how it started. I mean, I was rooting for the team, and I remember McConkey with the towel, just being an inspiration throughout the whole game. And I just knew we were going to win that game. I just knew. And then right then and there, that was my team. I was 9. I think I was 9 years old. But when I started when I started playing football, I'll tell you, I wanted to be the next LT, but there was a problem. I was trash when it came to defense. I was bad. I thought I was good, but so then I gravitated towards Phil Simms, and I could throw the football. And ever since then, I was number 11. I studied him. I studied his 3-step, his 5-step, his 7-step drop, and I can honestly say the Giants gave me my football identity. And then in 1990, I mean, that's when I actually, I started collecting football cards, and I always set aside the Giant players. I always set aside those cards, put them in a special binder, special book, and that whole season was just a magical season because we ended up, winning the Super Bowl with Jeff Hostetler. So that was my first beginning to end. I mean, I would never watch. I couldn't really watch the games, but prior to that, that one season, I was able to catch every game. So just to answer your question, yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a long minute.
And you never lived in New York?
Nope. Matter of fact, I went to my first home game, my first MetLife home game last November. I'm a military brat. My dad retired in a small town called Sierra Vista, Arizona. Military town called Fort Huachuca, or they call it Fort We Got You, because once you land there, you ain't leaving. You ain't leaving. So, which was true in the case of my dad, and but I stayed. I stayed true. And the fun fact, my dad would not buy me anything Giants because they were gang related colors. That's exactly what he told me.
Wow.
Because it was blue and red. He would not. And the funny thing is, a family friend bought me my first Giants hat. There's a picture floating around. I got a white Giants hat with a Bart Simpson shirt on. And that's how far I go back with the Giants. And my dad did not like the fact that the guy got me a Giants hat. But he couldn't say anything because it was a gift. So, but I got my first starter pullover when I was a freshman in high school, and I got me a sweatshirt my sophomore year because he kept asking me what I want for Christmas. Well, this is what I want. Oh, them are gang colors. I can't, Dad. You asked me what I want. This is what I want. So, and then now, I guess it has some psychological damage to me because I go out and buy all this stuff every time. And that's why I'm broke right now. So.
Well, at least your dad actually bought it. My dad's a Cowboys fan. He wouldn't buy me nothing. My dad wouldn't dare buy me nothing Eagles.
He's a Cowboys fan? I would have disowned him. I would have looked him dead in the eye. I said, Father, you are dead to me. What's for dinner? What's for dinner, Pops? What we got? We got any toilet paper in the
2019, we both went to Texas, went to the Eagles-Dallas game. He had the time of his life. But he's a diehard Dallas fan, and he would not buy me nothing Eagles.
Wow.
Most of the Eagles stuff I got was through my grandma.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't buying it. So, like I said, at least you got yours. But besides that, how did you get the name Sneaky Gmen? Like, where the hell? What's so sneaky about you being a Gmen fan?
Yeah, I'm interested in this.
So so the thing is, I was traveling in the desert of the Sahara in Death Valley, and I was close to death, and somehow a glass of water appeared out of nowhere, and when I took a sip of that water, there was a man that appeared from the ground, and he said, it was quite sneaky how you got that water. And I said, yes, that's who I am. I'm very sneaky. And then I had on that same Giants hat I was telling you about, my very first Giants hat, never washed, in the Death Valley. And he said, I see you're a Giants fan. I shall call you Sneaky G-Man. So that's how I got the name.
Wow. Wow. Wow, man.
That is not how you got the name.
You write better than me.
It's one of those, I'll be honest with you, it's one of those situations where the story does not match the name. And it honestly just grew. It just grew to I named myself that for whatever reason. and which I can't really disclose, but but it, like I said, it's more the name, you know, the name just came up and it just started rolling with me, and to be fair, everything is starting to be because of the name. And what I mean is, think of it as a way of life. I mean, you have to be determined. You got to be focused. You got to be sneaky. You got to be, you got to have your hustle to kind of to do things to make things happen the way you want it to happen. So, in a sense, that's kind of where the name came from. So, in order to make things happen, you got to do it yourself. So, I think that's the best way to put it.
Okay, so you self-proclaimed Sneaky G-Man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. Now, as much as you dislike the Cowboys, or as you would say, you hate the Cowboys.
No. I loathe entirely.
Okay.
I can't stand it. I loathe them. I hate the Eagles. I hate the Commanders. I loathe the Dallas Cowboys. And I live in Dallas.
Right. That's what I wanted to know. What made you move to Dallas, knowing that you hate the Cowboys? That you loathe the Cowboys.
I had an opportunity to come down here, for the job. Got a small promotion, and I accepted the position basically, and we came down here. And I'm enjoying every minute of it ever since we came down. October 2018, pre-pandemic, and the whole notion of coming down was knowing that I get to see my guys once a year, which I called it. I told my mama boss, my wife, I told her, I said, this is my Christmas. Every year, this is my Christmas.
That you get to see you play against the Cowboys.
I get to see my guys. Yes.
That's your Christmas.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Do you like Dallas? You like the city?
I love Dallas. I don't love the heat because it's been I think we've been on a 200-day streak of 100 degrees, and the humidity is something else out here. But I'll tell you, the humidity is not like East Coast humidity. That humidity is you can keep that over there. But the people are nice here until they get in their cars. The food, everything you want is in Dallas. So, and the funny thing is, I never thought I would first, I never thought I'd live in Texas. Secondly, I never thought I would love living in Texas, especially Dallas. So, but I do. I love every minute of it.
Where did you move there from?
I was in Colorado. We were in Colorado.
Well, okay. Don't get me started on Colorado. I'm a big quiet.
That's our favorite.
No. So that's one hell of an upgrade. You moved to Texas, if you ask me.
Now Denver wasn't bad either. We lived northeast. Northeast in a small town called Brighton. And I mean small town.
Military town.
Well, no, it's not so much a military town. That was more like an oil farmer industrial town.
I have a friend that just moved back there 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
She was not a friend. She was a coworker. That's where she's from. And she moved back home to open her own store, work in the store with her mom. Take care of her mom. So she
Do you know what part?
Do you know what part? Brighton.
Oh, in Brighton. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Move right there.
Yeah, Brighton is a nice, in Brighton for a small town has everything, and I love me some beer. I love me a brew. Once in a while they got a couple of breweries out there. They they do a beer crawl a couple times a year. The community is great.
I thought everybody does a beer crawl.
Well, yeah, I do. Well, see, not
everybody.
Yeah, they. And plus the bars are so close. I mean, you could literally just take a nap, 10 feet. No, let me stop. But it's within walking distance, and not just that, just the overall community in Brighton was good, was great.
Okay.
So
beer, huh? Beer, no malt liquor.
Shoot, what are you talking about? I got me some Crown in the cabinet. What are you talking about?
Oh.
Got a little Douce too. I mean, don't stop.
Okay.
Stop. I got a little bit of everything.
I'm a bourbon girl myself.
Okay, I got that too. Scotch. Shoot. I
can't do the Scotch thing.
I don't. I can't do vodka. My daughter, my oldest, she drinks.
I can chug some vodka. That's nothing.
she was she brought out some of the vodka and I drank some and
vodka is the easiest to go down.
Actually, no, my bad. It was tequila that we had.
Oh, no, tequila is really nasty.
I couldn't. Yeah, we found out the hard way.
Tequila is really nasty. It's the fun of it.
Yeah,
it's the whole process. The salt and the liquor.
Well, that's what we forgot. We were just drinking it straight. Now it's No.
I got to do all of that. I need the process when I drink.
I need. Yeah, you definitely got to trust the process.
I'm Joel and B when it comes to tequila. Yeah,
you got to.
Dennis.
He's like, what are we talking about?
You said Joel and B. That was all.
That's the dude. I told you. I'm just gonna say this one thing, Dennis. Remember the chocolate girls told you that if he would take his game seriously, he could be the best big man in the game and one of the best all time.
I remember you saying that.
He can do it. I believe in him. He could do that. And he stepped his game up. He on his way. He stayed healthy. All right, going back to your question. I'm sorry.
What's the best game you've been to? Attended? Been in the audience of?
The best game?
Best game.
Okay, so I seen my Giants play twice in Seattle, once in Colorado, and I think 3 times in now Dallas. So I'll say there's two best games I've been to. I'll say the first one was when Eli just dismantled the Seahawks. And I got to say this. Out of those, so I've been to 4 stadiums. Back then it was the CenturyLink, of course, Mile High, AT&T, and MetLife. God willing, I'll be going to a couple more this year. I got to say that the stadium in Seattle, you got to go to a Seattle game. That atmosphere, that environment is like second to none. And you got to go as a visiting team. You cannot go as the home team. That's just too easy to be a Seahawks fan and just watching the Seahawks play.
Mm-hmm.
You got to. I mean, I'm telling you, if Philly ever goes, or if the Steelers ever go to Seattle, they hate the Steelers, by the way, because of the Super Bowl years back.
Of course,
Super Bowl 40.
So you would definitely feel the love out there, being a Steelers fan, watching an away game.
Let me help you, Sneaky. Yes, Steelers fans feel welcome everywhere we go. Let's not get it twisted, because most of the time when you go to these stadiums, all you see is a sea of black and gold. That's all you see. Wherever we go, wherever we play.
They would love
Take note, Dennis. Take note.
Hold on a sec. My daughter's cat is eating my cable. Okay, there we go. She got him now. We're good.
Okay.
I was about to take him and.
Unscrew your face. I'm telling you.
Leave that alone. Leave it alone.
Let me tell you, Steelers fans, the number one group of fans all over the nation. We got the number one number of fan clubs and volume of people all over the nation. We do.
You might be a close one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe second to the Giants, because we just
the
difference between
no, I can give you I can find the data and show it to you. We got the number one fan clubs across the country.
The difference between the Giant fan base and the Steeler fan base. See, for us, it's a family. We're not a fan base. We just one big family. And when
semantics,
when we go to, when I went up there for Fan Fest a couple weeks back, it was a family reunion. It was a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Dennis, I don't know why you're shaking your head because it's facts.
Because they all know you from TikTok. That's why they was all excited. It was a beautiful thing. They was finally excited to see you came out of Dallas. They was excited to see you.
Something must be wrong with my algorithm on TikTok or something, because I haven't seen your TikToks. And I'm on TikTok.
That boy with his TikToks is dangerous.
I'm about to find him and follow him and yeah.
He's Sneaky Gmen on everything.
Sneaky Gmen. Is it Gman? It's Gman. GMAN.
I'm MAN. Actually, on TikTok, it's Sneaky Gman 11. And I'll follow you right back.
And he loves the number 11. So how do you feel about Eli Manning? Is it Eli Manning then Phil Simms, or is it Phil Simms?
No. For me, it's forever Phil. It's forever Phil. Matter of fact, my wife knows the deal. She knows the homework assignment. That's just a beautiful gift that she got me. I don't even have an Eli Manning jersey. I'm gonna be real. I do not even have an Eli. I have a couple Phil Simms jerseys. Of course, you got to have an LT. I got a Leonard Marshall who just got inducted to the Ring of Honor. Shout out, big Leonard Marshall, number 70.
Yeah, congratulations to the guys you got going into the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and Otis Anderson too. He just got inducted. Got his jersey. Ronnie Hampton from Georgia. He just got in. Joe Morris. And there's a few other Kyle. Oh shoot, I can't think of his last name. And Patton. I saw the first last names that come to mind. But and another gentleman who was a medical doctor who's been with the Giants for 40 years.
They did a joint on him on NFL Network.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
I think Ronnie Barnes. I think that's his name. I hope I'm not saying.
Don't give me that.
I can't remember his name, but I saw it too.
He's not an Eagle,
I'm horrible with names.
Nothing for me to remember.
I'm horrible with names.
That's just that's the NFC hate that's going on around here. He wasn't an Eagle, so it wasn't enough for me to remember. That's all I'm saying.
Don't blame you.
I'm cool.
Now let me get happy for a second. Let me get your most hated Giants. Let me get those ones out the way. I would say a name, but I know you'll say it for me, like Tiki Barber.
So I'm so glad you brought that up. I am so glad. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, it is true. For as long as I can remember, I did not like Tiki Barber. I was not fond of him whatsoever. I'll say two of the three reasons why. I'll say one. I'll say one of the three. When he outspoke about Eli, and like I said, there was a couple other things. And the funny thing is, when I was blessed with VIP access, I'm walking in to where the seating is, and I hear this voice, and it's Tiki right in front of me. And I walked up to him and I said to him, hey, I'm the guy from the radio station that brought up, Eli. He's, oh, yeah. So we legitimately talked, I want to say for about it was more, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And we hashed it out.
What? Wait a minute. Y'all hashed it out?
You know what? And the thing is, so it was never personal. I never had anything.
I can't wait for Sharon to hash out some of her stuff.
Only
if you knew Sneaky. Only if you knew. Go ahead. Let's hear the story.
I never had anything personal against Tiki. It was always about what happened on the field. And the one thing that I'm going to give him props on, shout out Tiki Barber. Yes, shout out Tiki Barber. He took the time to explain himself, and he didn't have to. He could have easily said, because I walked up to him, I said, I'm very critical of you on my show. You're not my favorite Giant. And you know what he said to me? Okay. Okay. I mean, it could have went. It could have. Okay. Well, I got to go sign autographs. You want me to sign something? If you don't, I got to go. He could have easily have been that way, but he wasn't. He explained himself to me, and I said to him after he was done, I said, you know what? Now I got to go on my show, and now I got to tell people I like you, and I hate you for that. He started laughing. He started laughing. You know, he's a. Look, I'm gonna be honest. He's a good guy. He yeah, and matter of fact, I did a TikTok on that, and at the end of everything, we shook hands, and yeah. Now the new giant that I disagree with, that I don't like, the new one I would say is Mike Glennon, because he didn't win a damn game when he backed up Jones after well, and I'm not going to go too much on Fromm, because he was on the practice team, and then we threw him in the game. You know, we traded from him for Buffalo. You know, the expectations weren't as high.
That late practice squad trade.
Yeah,
I got it. You know,
but Mike Glennon, I don't understand why we signed them. And granted, those people that signed them, they're not there today. So that's pretty much it. So, and of course, all in fun. I have nothing against Mike Glennon. I'd hate to be known for someone to have like a 1-16 record in the NFL, which I don't think that's his record. But it's not.
We got a lot of money, so people paid him a lot of money.
His pockets is deeper than mine. Yes,
right. He got a lot of money through the years, so he all right.
He's probably he's counting all them hundreds and be like, "Oh, Sneaky hates me. Okay, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million."
Chicken wings and playing with his feet right now.
Yeah, he ain't worried about it.
But speaking of your quarterback, Daniel Jones,
yes,
there's rumors going around that he may not start the season. It may end up being Tyrod Taylor.
Lies, all lies.
All of these stories coming out about your quarterback.
No, so it's all lies.
You know y'all started that
so when
y'all started,
there's no tears. There's going to be tears of joy, because Daniel's going to do the damn thing this year. Look, now I'll be honest. When I was out there, I didn't get a good look at Daniel. Okay, I did not get a good look at, and I did get a good look at Tyrod. Tyrod got a good ball. The ball just projects from his hand. Okay. And Tyrod's a good dude. Daniel's a good dude. And Webb is a good dude as well. But this is Daniel's team as long as it can be. Now, I know the big question is, at what point do the Giants consider pulling him? Look, let's let the man play. Let's let the play dictate on the field. And I will say this. When we were playing against the Patriots, when we had all number ones out there, Daniel looked good. There was a pocket. The offensive line stepped up. He was completing plays. We were trickling the ball down the field. And if it wasn't for Galladay's drop pass, the $75 million man, we would have had a touchdown rather than 3 points. And if you notice the second series when we came in, there was a lot of shuffling being done. Barkley was off the field. Thomas was off the field. So, of course, that offensive line looked completely different, and it showed. But yet people still want to chastise him, Jones, and make it out to be where he's just, not going to be successful. And the sad thing is, he is one of the hardest working players on that team. I hear every day from everybody, he's the first one in, last one out, and he's trying to be better. And I believe this year he's going to have an opportunity to do. He has to, because mark my word, if we're sitting at 8th in the draft, we're probably going to get a QB. Because the key thing is Shane and Dable, they inherited him. They did not draft him. So they're giving him an opportunity to see why we should keep him. And if we're in the top 10, I'll even say top 12 at most. Yeah, they're gonna get a QB.
So. Well. Is that all the G-men that you just don't like? Let me get that out of the way. Any more G-men that you don't like? Kerry Collins.
I like Kerry. Hey, Kerry Collins got us to a Super Bowl. I mean, he got. I mean, look, Kerry Collins beat the Minnesota Vikings 41 to the 5 touchdown passes, 41 to nothing. I mean, you know, he didn't finish it, but I mean, he played against that tough defense. Any giant I don't like. I can't think of any. I can't, honestly, Tiki was the only one that kind of had a sour taste in my mouth. And, you know, like I said, we're besties now. So, I mean, to be honest.
That's good to hear. Then that's good to hear. So let's hear about these ones that you do like. You know.
Okay. I'm more old school when it comes to.
Oh, that's a good thing. I mean, I ain't got to hear these newbies.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you know, you got Barkley and Jones and Thibodeau and Williams but I'm still the 80s, 90s type, you know. I mean, people. I'm trying to find Jeff Hostetler. I'm trying to find out where he's at. I want to talk to him. I want to see what he's up to. You know, of course, you know, you got to love Ronnie Hampton, Otis Anderson, McConkey, Carl Banks. I mean, LT, that just goes without saying. Leonard Marshall. Yeah, yep. Carl Banks, yep. And you know, so let me tell you a funny story.
Well, I got my Spartan jersey. He's a Spartan dog first, baby.
Let me tell you a funny. Let me tell you a funny story about Carl Banks. So, I've been pestering this guy to come on my show for the longest time, and look, and let me throw this out there. There is nothing I can offer these giant greats other than my loyalty. That's all I can offer them. Mm-hmm. I don't have money. I don't have, of course, I don't have fame. I could just give you my loyalty, knowing that I won't do you wrong. I don't want nothing from you. So I bug. There's a lot of giant players that I'm surprised that have not blocked me yet on the social medias. So, and I say that out in love too. So anyway, I go to the Fan Fest. And I go up to a floor where Carl Banks and David Tyree, shout out David Tyree, Carl Banks, they're sitting at, and they're taking pictures. And so let me back up. Now, you know, where we meet somebody that we haven't seen in a long time, we do this, man, this mother, you know, like, it's good to see you dap it up. This mother,
right,
you know,
right.
So when he saw me, that was the expression he had on his face when he's like, this mother, like, he had a smile on his face. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we dapped it up, and I'm just like, it's good to see. I mean, the guy is like 9 feet tall. Okay.
He's massive.
And these are one of my heroes. I mean, you guys got to understand something. Like, these people, you know, the Marshalls, the Banks, Lawrence Taylor, Carson, Reason, those guys, you know, Sims, Morris. I mean, the Bavaro. I can't name all 53 people on the roster, you know. But I grew up seeing these guys, and my father, he was smart into keeping me out of trouble, because he said to me as a child, he said, you know, so you're not going to be a knucklehead or something in that reference. I said, what are you talking about? He said, someday you're going to meet these people. You know, they don't want to meet a thief. They don't want to meet a crook. And they definitely don't want to meet somebody that's been in jail. So you're gonna when you meet these guys, how you gonna meet them? And that ingrained in my head when I meet these guys for the first time, which, you know, at a young age, you believe it's gonna happen. And he was right. And, you know, God has blessed me to live the life that I'm living. And to meet these guys, of course, by the words of my father, it's kind of like they kept me out of trouble without them even knowing it, if that makes any sense. So it was just an awesome moment to meet Carl, and the expression he had. Of course, when I met Howard Cross again, because he was on my show, same type, you know. This man, he's like, they let you sneak in, and I'm like, hey, it's in the name. It's in the name.
Sneaky G-man.
Sneaky G-man. Yes, ma'am. So
I gotta say that's definitely a good story right there. Now, is there any other players that you haven't mentioned that you met? Because I see you met the owner.
Yes, and that was the second time. That was the second time I met Mr. Mara. Yeah, first time I met him was actually in Dallas. I have that pinned on my TikTok.
I have seen that.
Yes.
You were yelling at him and he actually came over.
He came over.
Yeah.
He came over. And you know, those victories, those little wins that you got to cherish those moments.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, to be fair, I would say this last time was the third time, because when I went to MetLife, I saw him on the field. I called him a couple times and he finally turned around and waved. Of course, we didn't conversate then, but you know, he's an owner. You got to respect his position and where he's at, and just for him to take the time to come sign a crazy fan, you know, it was awesome. It was an honor. So, and also the fact that Joe Shane, he took the time to come up and actually see the TikTok that I did with him saying, you know, you need to reflect on what I just said, which he said to a press conference or media personnel. I think I'm surprised not that many people are actually saying that. I've actually added that to my vocabulary. When my kids want me to repeat myself, I'm like, I think you need to reflect on what I just said. You are not going outside. You know, I mean, that's just, you know, I think that just, it's such a powerful phrase that I'm surprised he hasn't coined it and put on a shirt, you know. But
I have to say that's definitely cool right there. Sharon, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take over right now.
Oh, wait a minute. You didn't ask the top 5 G-men all time.
I just asked him his 5 favorite. I'll let you answer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wait. Before we get started, we got to revisit what you said off camera, because it got me.
I'm getting there.
Okay,
I'm getting there.
Okay. Yes.
So here's my first question. What, you know, super fan, first of all, explain to us what a super fan means to you. Being a super fan.
Well, by you saying that about me, I think it's an honor, because for me, it's not so much a fandom. And it sounds silly. It's a way of life. Mm-hmm. Everywhere I go, I have some kind of Giants clothing on. When I'm at work, I wear a hat. I have a lanyard. When I'm home, this is what I wear every day, all day when I'm not at work. Mm-hmm. I don't change. I even have a polo Giant shirt when we go out to eat to dress nice. But you know, for me, you don't need all this. You don't need the background to be a super fan. You just got to be dedicated and true and loyal to your team. I've had many kids come on my show and say, I wish I had what you had. I said, no, all you got to have is heart and loyalty and dedication to your team. I don't care what team it is. Even though I hate saying it, and I hate, if you're going to be a Dallas Cowboy fan, then you better be with it when they lose, when they win. Right. That to me is a super fan. It's easy to be a Golden State Warrior fan this year or a Rams fan this year because they won. You know, mm-hmm. Why don't you be a Cleveland Browns fan or a Giants fan? Mm-hmm. You know, a team that has struggled throughout I tell everybody that are Giant fans right now, all the young ones who have seen more championships won than a Dallas Cowboy fan at their age, I should say, that they need to embrace now. Now we're earning our stripes, because I've been there from 1990 to 2007. I was there from 1990 to 2000 when we went to the Super Bowl and lost, and I'm like, oh God, I don't know when we're going to get back. Mm-hmm. But then in 2007 when we won, and that feeling of relief. So to me, I'm sorry, I know I'm long-winded, but to answer your question,
go ahead.
to answer your question, it's all about being dedicated. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to love the good, damn it, you better love the bad as well, because it's going to be bad. So that to me is what a super fan.
Yeah, and true fandom is that sticking with your team, sticking with
no matter what.
Kills me more than people who say that they're a fan or a big fan, and then the minute they're no longer popular or winning, all of a sudden they're looking for another team.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to stick with your team. You either are or you're not.
So I tell everybody, I do have two favorite teams. Obviously, the Giants and anybody that plays and wins against the Dallas Cowboys. Those are my two favorite teams.
Well, then you like the Steelers then?
Oh, yeah, of course I like the Steelers, especially when they beat them. Yeah, especially when they beat them.
Yeah. Well, okay. Now, let's say you're at a game.
Okay.
Is there a way that you would stick out at a game that people would know? Oh my God, this is a serious gmen fan right here. How would you differ yourself from everybody else to say, "Hey, I'm the real deal, Holyfield, right here"?
I'm very conservative. I sit in my seat nice and quiet. And I just enjoy the moment.
Okay, now give me the real answer. The real answer, please.
I don't sit down. I don't sit down. I mean, my son hates it because he sits next to me every game. Look at this.
Come back there. This is like, what you mean you sit quiet?
So I don't sit down. Now especially I'm in Dallas and I got Dallas fans all around me.
Yes.
So of course, when you give it, and the thing is, I don't talk to none of the Dallas fans until they talk to me first. When they want to initiate that conversation, I'm going to give it right back to them. So until that happens, I'm focusing on the game. I'm yelling at the refs. I'm yelling at the Cowboys. I'm just, in a sense, I'm in my own world. But once I get it from a Cowboys fan, and you can kind of judge when it's all in fun, right? Then the back and forth starts. And that's when it's fun for me, and it's fun for everybody in my section.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, there's an indoor football league here in Dallas called the Frisco Fighters. They made it to the conference championship game, and I was ride or die with them up until the bitter end. The whole section I was in, we had a blast. When they did a first down, I would scream first down. When they touchdown, and everybody in our section, it's almost like we got this common bond, this common goal was to support our team, and hopefully we win. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's not the case, when Dallas comes, but there are Giant fans around me. And I do love the fact that the platform that I have, yes, because of my TikToks, they know that they're around me, and they know that I'm one of them and they're one of me, mm-hmm. and we're all together in this. So yeah, it gets live and lit when you're in my section.
And you're not the main part of that at all, are you?
No. Like I said, I'm very conservative. I eat my popcorn, my hot dog, and my cucumber sandwiches with no crust.
Oh Lord!
I enjoy this.
I'm not buying that. I can't wait to get on this TikTok. I really can't. I already followed you on TikTok. So, I got you. But listen, so that gets me to my next question. When you're there with these other Giants fans, besides just the love of the Giants, what else is bonding you guys together? I know it's got to be more than just that. Let me explain where my question is coming from.
Okay.
I know a lot of people who are Steelers fans, but I'm not bonding with them because of the way they behave at the game.
Right.
See? So right. I'm wondering, is there anything else that holds y'all together tight?
That's a really good question. Again,
I'm the chocolate writer.
To me,
that's what I do.
I'm gonna say it again. You should be the chocolate reader because you're correct. Well, that's a good question. For me, it's just I treat it, and I can't speak for every Giant fan out there, but the people, and I really don't like it when people say I have fans. No, I don't. I call my peeps. I call my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of to me, that's what the bond is. It's like a family type bond, if that makes any sense. There's so many people that I've met throughout my journey in social media that is everything okay?
Yeah, something just flashed on my screen. I thought, okay, go right ahead. If anything happens and everything and I suddenly disappear, I'll be back on my other device.
Okay, I got you.
Something's looking weird.
I'm about to dial 911. I'm like, I don't know where she's at, but
go ahead.
No, it's just like a family type atmosphere. It's just an unexplainable bond. And we talk about everything. Like it's funny because I do have my daughters, I do have my son, and Mama Boss, who's my wife, is on TikTok, and they're on my social media as well. So everybody's asking about everyone, checking them out, seeing everybody's doing. And then, of course, while I'm in town, like, oh my God, we got to go here to eat. And then what's good is I had an opportunity to break bread with one of my guys. We were just talking about everything. Not just football, just life in general. Because I myself, I'm back in school, juggling that with the podcast, plus the social medias and all that. And then we were talking about that with one of my guys. And it's an undescribable bond that I have with the people that follow me. Matter of fact, I don't know. Yeah, hold on, right here. This belt right here, I brought with me to the first game, and every event, the draft, the fan fest, the training camps, and I'm going to bring it with me every game this year. Every signature on there, except for 4. Is it 4? Yeah, except for 4 are all the people that follow me. Oh. And when I walk up to someone and I say, hey, I follow you on TikTok. Oh, well, you got to sign the belt then. They grab it and they sign it. And if the friends are around, I said, hey, if you want, just follow me and you can sign it and then you can unfollow me, because that's the criteria. If you follow me, you get to sign the belt. Giant fans. I haven't took it to any other game, but I think there is a Steeler fan that actually signed it, but he said he was a Barkley fan. But yeah, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing when I go out and I see the people. And I will say this. So my father passed away last July, not this past, but last year, 2021. And I made the decision that we were going to go to New York for Thanksgiving because that was going to be the first Thanksgiving without my pops. And obviously the loss will never be replaced, but the love that the Giant family gave me, not knowing, I mean, some knew, but not everybody knew. That's what I needed. That's why I'm so glad we went that weekend to, not only see them beat the Eagles. Sorry, Dennis, but just to get that love and yeah, it meant a lot. It meant a lot to me that weekend.
Well, whenever we have someone on the show, I always go to their social media website, just look at their pictures. I don't always look at their posts. Sometimes I do, but I always look at the photos, and I'll look at every photo I can, right? Because I want to learn a little bit about them, and it helps me when I design the flyer or any social media posts. It influences my creative process. Okay. And when I went to your Facebook page and I looked at your photos, one of the things that drew me to you is the fact that you seem to be a man of the people. So I'm sitting here listening to you talk now, and it fits right in with what I thought. I got from your photos, it appears you are a man of the people. You don't care what the person looks like, who they are, where they came from. We are Giants fans, truly a family. I can get that just from your photos before even talking to you today. So tell me, you said a little bit just now about what that means to you. But if you had to describe it to somebody who's never felt this before, how would you describe that?
Overwhelming, to be honest. But a good overwhelming. Like, and you know, so right now the word that jumps out to me is I don't want to say acceptance, because you chose to follow a team, and I dedicate, like I said, it's a way of life for me, and it sounds silly, but it is what word? Embracing. It's embracing the moments that I get to share the love of the New York Football Giants. Every hug, every dap, every conversation, it stems. This is the root. This is the foundation of it. And you can't really explain it to someone. I would have to take you by the hand and say, put this jersey on, and I want you to feel what I'm about to feel right now. And I want you to embrace every moment so you got to come and you got to witness this yourself. I can't, there's a lot of things in life that you go through that you can't explain. I can't tell you what it was like when I found out I was going to be a father for the first time. I can't tell you what it's like when I found out I was going to have a son. I can't tell you what it was like when I saw my future wife, walk down the aisle. I could only grab your hand and grab you and pull you close so we can share that experience together. And I think the best way to answer that question is come September 26th. Yeah, come with me to the Cowboy Giants game. Win or loss, we're going to have a good time. Win or loss, you're going to see the love, you're going to see the happiness, the joy. And you're right. For a moment, people forget about what's going on in the world today. People forget about politics. People forget about religion. Well, unless we're, praying that the kicker makes the winning field goal. We forget about our trials and tribulations, and to be spiritual, to, we get to set that cross down that we bear every day for a couple of hours. And then when the game is over and we go to our normal lives, then we pick that back up and then we start trucking. So I think the best way to answer that is you got to come and experience it with me. And then you tell me what it feels and what it, what it felt and what it meant to you. That's the best way to describe it.
Well, I tell you what, if I were a Giants fan, you definitely the person I want to go to a game with. I mean, the way you talk about it, it's like the best damn thing in the world.
It is. It is.
To you, it is. And so that's what I'm saying. If I was that big of a Giant fan and I wanted to go to a game, I would love to go to a game with you. It's all like to me though, you could go see anything and have a good time. I don't care.
That's true. Oh, that's facts. Yeah. That's
the impression that I get. I'm talking to you, and from those photos, again, photos tell you a lot. But like I said, I could feel through the photos that you are a genuine fan, and that you're like, come on, give me your tired, you're poor. You should be standing there with the lantern, in the harbor, because that's the feeling I got from you. I want to talk about this being this Giant super fan and having the show and so forth, the podcast. And people knowing you, does that give you perks wherever you go? Do you get perks from that? Like preferential seating, or you get to backstage, or do you get, Well,
I mean, I do go, like, for example, we have the Music City Mall here. And because I live in Dallas, Louisville, Flower Mound area, I do have to give them a heads up for security. And then once I pull in, they say the Eagle has landed, and then I have my own. No,
Not the eagle. Wrong choice of words.
Well, yeah, but you know what? That's I shouldn't say. The giant has
Has
landed.
landed.
No, it don't. It don't give me perks. And I will say this. I will say everything that I've received, I believe I've earned. And I've earned it by the people that's been a part of this journey with me. And I'm very acknowledgeable about that. So when I got to go to the NFL draft this last year, I was able to be in the inner circle. And when I was able to get that experience, I immediately did a TikTok and thanked all my followers, all the people, everybody that's been with me, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now. And with that, I got a little gift bag, and I immediately did a little giveaway where I mailed out stuff that people won and whatnot. So perks, no, I don't want to say perks. I'm actually thinking, dang, do I get any perks? I don't think so. I don't think so, because I mean, let's be honest. It's TikTok. It's social media. I think it's funny when people say I'm TikTok famous, because I'm like, well, I'm not bank account famous. Can I be bank account famous?
Oh, we can talk about that.
I would like to be bank account.
We can talk about that after the show.
Okay.
I may have something for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. But ultimately, and perks. I don't know if I get perks. I do know that there's a barbecue place that I go to, Terry Sullivan's Barbecue down in Old Town Louisville. I mean, we get ice cream.
That's a perk.
Yeah, I'll take that. But I don't.
You know how much I love ice cream.
Oh, I love it. I get like a spoon, but I give it to everybody else. I give it to because I got family. I'm a family of 5, including myself. So I let them go ahead. I get a little spoon, and then they take care of the rest. So yeah. So yes, I do. I get some ice cream. I get some ice cream.
Well, the notoriety though, that's a perk. Notoriety is a perk. It is. You don't have to be gifts all the time.
But. And that that's so right. I'm glad you put it that way. One of the cutest thing ever. I had a young, 8, 9 years old, come up to me at Grapevine Mills Mall, and are you the Sneaky G-Man? I said, yes, I am. And it's like, see, I told you. And then he ran off. I'm like, you want to get a picture or something? And then some people want pictures, and right. I do. Yes. So I do get stopped in the mall once in a while. Oh, you're that one guy I follow, and that part, I mean, it makes me feel good. My son hates it though. It's funny because like we'll walk in the mall, and well, he's built differently. And those, oh my God, I follow you on TikTok. He's like, oh God, this again.
Oh Lord.
So of course I'll either stop, take pictures or whatever. And I think that's awesome. I do love that part of it. So
okay. Well, I just think it's great. I think it's funny that your son is like, oh, not again.
Yeah, he's 15.
He's probably over
15.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 15? Oh, yeah, he's over it. Yeah.
Big time.
That's that age. I don't care what the grown-ups are doing. I don't care.
Yeah. So
have you won any like NFL fan contests or anything as the Sneaky G-Man?
No. I mean,
contest, really?
there was a it was fun. There was a big thing on TikTok where it was like a little playoff tree, and people would vote on you. So I did win one of those.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was fun. I thought it was great. And then I realized I had to go to work the next day. So,
was that based upon your fandom?
I guess so. Everybody voted on you. They voted on you. And I do appreciate the fact that I do show up on a lot of fellow sports TikToks, top 10s or must follow or whatever. To me, it does give you a good feedback of what you're doing. But one thing I will say that man, and to this day it means a lot to me, is that so for the longest time I've been trying to get the Giants to follow me on TikTok. Okay. And early on, there was an Eagles fan, not Eagles, I'm sorry, a Seahawks fan realized he got followed by the Seahawks. So I stitched it or whatever, duetted it, whatever. And I said, it must be nice. And I said, well, and then I had the Giants background. I said, well, maybe someday, the Giants TikTok, maybe someday they'll follow me. And it got, I want to say over 100 comments, and everybody reposted, like everybody said at Giants, at Giants, at Giants. And for me, I was already validated. That to me, that validated me. Okay, maybe the Giants, obviously the Giants saw the post, obviously. But the fact that my guys recognized that, they validated me for my love of the football Giants. So I took that. I took that as a win. And I to this, and then thank you for the follow, by the way. There you'll see me walking towards my seats, and a female who I've never met, stitched it and challenged the Giants as to why they're not following me. And
wow,
just that was, I mean, it's just those things right there. It means.
Well, I wonder why they haven't.
I don't know either. I don't know. And patience, good things happen to those that wait, and patience is a virtue. So someday,
if the New York Giants, if somebody from their social media team is watching, please follow Sneaky Gmen. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
I appreciate
the biggest Giants fans I've ever seen. One of, that's for sure. I was friends with a guy in college. He was from New York, though.
Okay.
And I mean, his dorm room, nothing but Giant stuff all over the place. And I mean, Giants, everything, trash can, toothbrush, jacket, robe, slippers. I mean, everything in his room, Giants. And I was like, wow. But, I like the Giants pretty good. I like the Giants. I have some of my favorite Giant players. Of course, I start with Carl Banks because he is my fellow Spartan. Yeah. And of course, I liked LT. I didn't love LT. Even though he was a beast, and they'll say he's the greatest defensive player of all time. People like to say that.
That's facts, though. It's you got to admit, he changed the game. He did. Changed the game.
He was a problem for everybody, every team. Every team.
And let me throw this out there, too. Tell me Any Given Sunday wasn't the shit.
He was.
Tell me, and I'm talking about the movie.
I know.
With him.
The shit in that movie. Yeah, he was good. He played that role. All he really had to do was be himself.
That's all he had to do.
That's really all he had to do. That's all he had to do. He really did, especially that last scene when he was in there with the doctors. And the coach. Come on, Coach Al. Yeah. And
what do you want me to sign? I'll sign it.
I was like, if that ain't himself right there, I can tell that's how he really is.
Did your roommate, did he have a tattoo?
No, see, tattoos weren't that big of a thing back then. This was in the 80s. It just he didn't have a tattoo. Now he probably has one now. Yeah, I think he probably does now. You got a lot of tattoos.
Well, it's all the rings.
Come back for our tattoo show because we're gonna do a show on tattoos.
Okay, yeah, I got a couple.
Those are nice. They did good work.
Yeah, I got some room for more rings and trophies too, sir.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about your love of Phil Simms, right? Phil Simms, I always said that Phil Simms is one of the most fundamentally sound quarterbacks I've ever watched play the game. Dennis has never heard me say that because nobody ever talks about him.
Right.
I'm in all these sports groups. Nobody talks about Phil Simms, right? But it's funny that, we're having you on the show today because I just remember when he was playing, watching his footwork.
Yes.
And I'm serious. Now, I'm a big Peyton Manning fan. Mm-hmm. He's another one. You can actually watch Peyton Manning and Phil Simms and learn how to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
And you don't have to watch anybody else. That's how I see Phil Simms. And then you have Eli. See, I love Eli Manning. Mm-hmm. I've always loved this dude. I can't quite figure out why I love him, but I do. It's one of those types of things. I love Peyton, but I love Eli too. Mm-hmm. And he gets a lot of disrespect.
Yes.
There are people questioning, should he even be in the Hall of Fame? Phil Simms, not so much. That was, done deal.
I could even make an argument for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody said Phil should be in the Hall of Fame, period. But Eli, I'm getting all this. Oh, he had too many seasons where he had just as many interceptions as touchdowns. So what? That's just as ridiculous to me as people saying Kobe Bryant isn't one of the greatest because he took too many shots and he wasn't as efficient.
Right.
Okay.
Or they'll say
Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry.
Or about Kobe, they'll say that he's a copy of Jordan. I'm like,
that too.
You could copy someone and break the ball. You could copy it. You still gotta.
Yeah, that's another one of those things. So every time somebody says it, it just makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck because it's so ridiculous. But here's what I'm getting at. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because when you're comparing the two, Phil Simms and Eli, they're two totally different quarterbacks.
Yes.
Anyway, they're both fundamentally sound. I mean, you can look at Eli and tell by the way he plays. He watched his dad. He learned from his dad. I mean, you could just see that.
Right.
And but if you had to say which one was greater, you would say Phil.
Yeah.
Would you not?
For you asking me, of course I'd say that.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I'd say that because
you would say Phil.
Because Phil Simms was my guy. And plus Phil Simms played in a different era. Mm-hmm. If he didn't, and of course the if game, had he would have gotten injured in Buffalo, he would be a 2-time Super Bowl champ as well.
Right.
I think so. To kind of go on what you're saying, when I realized that I was not going to be the next Lawrence Taylor, and I drafted over towards, or kind of leaned over towards Phil Simms, I said I could throw the football. The way he threw the football was it was smooth.
Yes,
it was just like one solid motion. He threw the ball, and you don't see it to this day. A lot of quarterback coaches, now they do teach kind of like transferring of the weight from your drag foot to your lead foot. Phil was doing it then. Mm-hmm. He was doing, and if you watch all the highlights of Phil Simms, he always threw spirals. I don't recall any highlight. I mean, unless I really look, where it was like it was a duck.
Right.
I'll be honest. When you look at Peyton Manning's highlights, there's some ducks there.
There's some ducks.
Not a lot.
Right.
And even with Eli, there were some ducks that pass he threw to
I don't know. Phil threw bullets.
Oh, straight bullets. And
he's like Ben threw bullets.
Yeah.
Phil threw bullets. It's like if you didn't pay attention and got hit by one of them passes.
Oh, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Yeah.
Like Terry Bradshaw, another one. Bullets.
Terry Bradshaw, yeah. They said when he threw the ball, when he got out of college, it whistled.
Yeah.
The ball made a hissing sound.
Yeah.
So with Phil Simms, when I studied him, I mean, I can't remember what game it was. I think when they played Chicago, regular season game. And then back then we had NFL Blitz with Tommy Jackson and Chris Berman. So I would watch it before I go to bed, and I would watch the NFL Blitz before I go to school, and I would mimic Phil Simms' 3-step drop. I would mimic his 5-step. He had pristine footwork. Let me tell you how perfect.
Yes.
Let me tell you how perfect
he did.
when I was a freshman in high school, and we were just doing 7-on-7. And I would do the 3-step, let it rip. I do the 5-step, let it rip. One of the varsity players walked by me and said, he looks like a natural quarterback. Like they actually complimented my footwork because of Phil Simms. And Eli Manning, people could say what they want about Eli, but the numbers don't lie. Undefeated in Super Bowls, top 10 when he retired in the quarterback statistics that counted completion attempts, yardage, TD passes. I mean, he's ranked 15th in game winning drives. You know who's ranked 16th? Joe Montana. So, and what really bothers me the most about Eli is not only is he getting hate from, fans, but he's getting hate from his own, not the Giants, not from the Giants, but other NFL players.
Right. Yes, I've heard it.
They forget that this man was dangerous and lethal until Kevin Gilbride left. I could go all day talking about and defending Eli.
Yeah, and you know what? I could too, because I have. And people people think they thought I was a Giants fan. I'm a Giants. See, I like more than one team. The Pittsburgh Steelers are my favorite team. Okay. No one comes before my Steelers. I don't care who you are. Cowboys, Giants. I don't care. No, you going down. Right, and I'm talking big mess while we kick your butt. I mean, that's me. Right. But if y'all are playing some other teams, I'm going to root for you. Right. Because I like Big Blue. I've always liked them, like Big Blue pretty much. And then, of course, when my dog got there, it was, that was it. That was it. Carl was in his last year at Michigan State. I want to say he went all the way through senior year. I want to say that. But he was in his last year at Michigan State when I was a freshman. Okay. And I remember meeting him for the first time after a game. And you're right. He was a massive man. Oh, my God. Strong as an ox.
Yeah, he's probably 6'5", but when you just I do not want to get you mad.
Oh, no. And this is the thing. He is one of the kindest.
Yes, he is.
Nicest, calm. When he's not on the field, he's not one of those stereotypical athletes that's quick-tempered and that's not even him.
Yeah.
Oh, but he looks like it. He looks like it. But what about Strahan? What do you think of Strahan?
Oh, I love Strahan. Strahan, I can't wait to meet him in person. The late great the Pizza Man told me some good stories about Strahan. I mean, he's just really for me. What stands out about Strahan is when him and Warren Sapp got that beef. They had some kind of beef going on, and he straight up said, "Look, I'm not a spiteful man. I'm not a hateful man. I just want to play some football." I mean, that was it. And I'm glad that he came back in 2007 to get a ring. I wish he would have came back and got another one, in 2011. But it is what it is. And Strahan, I can't wait to meet him someday. He's
definitely in my top 5 all-time Giants greats for me, or favorites. I'll say favorites and great actually. But I think if you were to name your top 5 favorite Giants of all time, just favorite, no matter great or not,
right?
Who would they be?
So I do have this thing called my Mount Rushmore. Now, so we'll do top 5 because LT's on that. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I got to say LT, of course, Phil Simms. I got to put Leonard Marshall on there because that hit against Joe Montana during that NFC Championship game.
I was pissed. I'm sorry. Montana's my boy, and I was
jumping up and down.
I was mad about
my dad was a big Montana fan too, and he was like, "Shut up, boy." Sure, he's hurt. I know he's hurt. That's why I'm happy.
Yeah, I was mad, man.
So
hurting my man. Don't be hurting Joe.
So I said, I said LT, Phil Simms, Leonard Marshall. I got 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Then I'll tell you who mine are.
And it sucks because there's so many. And it's okay. Look, okay. So I hate this. I got Leonard Marshall. And I got LT, Phil Simms, Leonard Marshall. I gotta put Banks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And Strahan. I'll do top 5. That's my top 5. And it's funny. I'm an offensive guy. And I got one offensive player, and there's tons of honorable mentions: Mark Bavaro, Eric Cross, Otis Anderson, Joe Morris. I mean, so many.
That damn Ike Hilliard and
Amani Toomer. Oh my God, yeah.
I used to hate both of them, but as I got older, I started to like them. And then Amani Toomer caught that pass against the Cowboys and broke the tackle and took it to the crib. I was so excited.
That little button hook. I mean, there's so many great.
Beat the Cowboys. That's all you need to do. Just beat the Cowboys.
Yeah. so many.
Yeah, that's a good list, though. That's a great list.
Yeah, it's tough. Go ahead. Who you got?
So my list is, of course, Phil. I'm not going in order. This thing flying in my face. I'm not going in order. So it'd be Phil Simms and Eli, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Carl Banks and Strahan. And the other one is Tyree.
David, no LT?
No
LT.
He's not my favorite.
Okay.
I mean, he's a great player, but he just.
So here's a fun fact. David Tyree, the helmet catch was his last career catch.
Yes.
Even when he went to Baltimore, that was his last catch.
He never caught again. But I still say that Eli to Tyree catch is one of the greatest Super Bowl catches ever.
By far.
It's one of them. It's in the top 5 for me. Yeah. I'm not sure where I would put it, but it's up there. But it pales by comparison, though, to that Big Ben to
Holmes.
I'm sorry. Yeah. That to me, for me, of course, for me, I'm a Steelers fan. That's the number 1 for me.
I do hate to say, I do have to use the restroom real quick. May I run? I'll be right back.
Run.
No problem. Sneaky G-Man taking a water break.
Well, see, I have something in common.
What?
He's a sneaky G-Man. You the sneaky link?
Sneaky link, yeah. We ain't got nothing in common, though.
That's
we ain't got nothing in common.
Yeah, that's kind. But you know, y'all are a lot alike.
Yeah.
Your personalities, y'all so much. I'm sitting here listening to y'all talk. I'm like, man, get y'all at a game.
Yeah.
The Giants Eagles game. Let's get y'all at a game.
We might end up at a game.
Yeah, and go live. Go live from the game and be like, oh my goodness. We're coming. This is Side Jawn. We're coming to you live from. What's the name of y'all stadium?
No, he ain't coming here. I'm at the meet him at MetLife. Number 1, the tickets are cheaper at MetLife. Number 2, the asshole ratio is lighter at MetLife. So I'll meet him at MetLife.
What's the name of your stadium anyway?
Lincoln Financial Field.
Oh.
We just shortened it up and called it the Link.
Well,
that's all we did.
Well, you know they just changed Heinz Field.
Yeah. I thought that was a little weird. Y'all should just got a whole new field.
Accenture.
Okay.
What was y'all before that? Y'all was
Three Rivers.
Three Rivers.
Three Rivers.
I don't know why I was about to say Six Flags. I don't know why.
Three Rivers. You know that's an iconic stadium, boy. Yeah. But let me do my last little. Oh, here's my last important question before I get to my closeout.
Okay, what you got?
There's no New York Football Giants. No Giants. You got to pick a team outside of the Giants to root for. What team would that be?
I think I take up curling.
Oh, come on. You know.
I take Team USA and curling.
No.
That would be.
Nope.
Curling is the.
I need an answer.
That be with the broom and the.
Yeah, that's the curling. Yeah.
I can't. And
I want an answer. I'm doing my Tom Cruise. I want an answer.
I yield back my time. I yield back.
You're not Maxine. No. You're not reclaiming your time. You're not Maxine reclaiming the time over here.
I yield back my time.
I want the truth. What do you say?
You can't handle the truth.
Maybe it'll be San Fran. Y'all got to
I cannot answer. I think if there was no Giants,
you'd be a Jets.
Because somebody asked me that question.
Jets.
No, it wouldn't be the Jets.
Man, he almost choked when you said that.
It wouldn't be the Jets. I honestly can't answer that. That is one question because someone actually asked me that question. I would be a diehard Yankees fan. I'm a
diehard Yankees fan right now.
I'm a Yankees fan right now as well, and I think I'd be rocking that one because I need
a football team. I ain't letting you off the hook, Sneaky G man. We ain't letting them off the hook over here. I'm not Danny Green. We ain't doing that.
Okay, for you, I'll be a Steelers fan.
Okay,
I'll be a Steelers fan.
That works. Wait a minute. I'll let you have one of my 2 towels. I got 2 of these mugs. I'll share one of my towels with you.
Yeah, I'll be a Steelers
And I always have if you notice, I always have my towel ready nearby. Yeah. So I can rush it on them, All right. I do something when I do my interviews. I always close out with a 5-star shout out before I turn it back over to Dennis.
Okay.
And what this is rapid 5 questions, rapid fire. You just give your quick answer. No
first thing that comes to mind?
Yep. No explanation.
Oh boy.
No dissertation. None of that. Just answer. Okay? All right. Number 1. Does sugar go on grits?
No.
If you had to choose ESPN or FS1?
Oh, ESPN all day.
Flats or drums?
Say what?
Flats or drums?
Drums.
Chicken wings. Think chicken wings.
Oh, okay. Oh,
drums.
I'm thinking of an instrument. I'm like, wait, what? So drums would be the answer. But I'm gonna go the little one you gotta break in half. You gotta push the meat down. I'm gonna go with that one today.
That's the flats.
I'll do the flats. Yeah, I gotta do that. There's a certain way to eat them too, right?
Yeah, I just found that out. Yeah.
You get them. I've been doing this for years because I worked at Peter Piper Pizza, the place that people pick, and they do hot wings.
Wait, did you just plug Peter
Yes,
Piper
he did.
Peter Piper Pizza, that's the place that people pick. Hey, I worked there. I had the time of my life when I was in high school there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. High tops, low tops.
See, now I'm in the low tops. Before, if you would ask me this 5 minutes ago, but now low tops.
Low tops. All right, my last question is very important. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you watch the WNBA?
Yes. Yes. I almost became a season ticket holder.
Well, I'm going to be. If we ever get that back in Charlotte, I'm getting my tickets.
I love me some. Although she retired, Sue Bird.
Yeah,
and Diana
Taurasi.
I saw when she played for Phoenix. I saw her one time because I was playing flag football, and this one when she was playing for Phoenix. She still plays for Phoenix. And she just got drafted, and she was at an Arena League game, and I yelled her name out, and she turned on and looked, and I said, "Will you marry me?" That was before I realized she plays for
Yeah, she got a liquor license.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
I never heard that before.
Training day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opinion of Dennis Holmes is not the opinion of the Side Jawn.
Training day.
I've never heard that. But I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it until that point. But I said, "Will you marry me?" And she was like, "I can't hear you. I can't hear you."
She probably heard you too.
Oh, she heard me. She probably did. But she was a beast in Connecticut. But yes, I do watch. Because I think we have the Dallas Aces, I think, out here.
Yes. Yeah, they are the Aces.
Yeah. So I love.
I believe they are the Aces, Dallas Aces.
I think so, yeah, because it's like a horse with wings. I think that's their logo.
Yeah, real cute. But anyway, okay. So those are my questions. Thank you so much. I'm throwing it back to D.
All right, well, listen, let me shake things up a little bit, man. Now, what made you start your podcast?
Damn, that's a good question. I for a year prior doing the podcast, I wanted to start a podcast, and I was doing a podcast named Truce with two other Cowboy fans that was on there. We would do it once a week. And so I just wanted to do something on my own. And so I ventured off the Tuesday, Thursday night, Dallas, Texas, 8:00, Dallas, Texas time, and just started to roll with it. And I've always had that motto, make it count. I've always, growing up, like every opportunity you get in life, you got to make it count. And so when I said make it count, the Sneaky G podcast, I mean, it was like it was made to be. It was made to work.
How long have you been doing it?
Well, I'm on episode. So on YouTube, it'll say episode 158. But I'm pretty sure we're over 200 episodes now, because I do a lot of OT episodes. I have a gentleman that shout out Thunder from Down Under, the Aussie giant, Elliot. He's out in Australia. We do a show once a month, like I consider like an OT, overtime. Make it count, Sneaky G podcast. He comes in, he gives us his analysis all the way from Australia, which I think is phenomenal. And again, we only do that once a month, once every other month. But maybe 2 years. But over 200 episodes, I would guess.
That's good. That's good. I gotta say that's good. Now, what was the trials and tribulations you were going through with this podcast?
With what? With just make it count?
Make it count, yeah. Because you on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I think you go for a good 4 hours a show almost, right?
I did, yes. For just recently, I got picked up affiliation through Northeast Streaming Sports, and
shout out to them. Shout out to Jamie. Shout out to Jamie for that.
And they unfortunately with StreamYard, I could only record 2 hours.
Right.
So I went from 4 to 2 hours. I did do two hour segments, but then I just figured we'll just go ahead and just stop it at 2 hours. Maybe when the season starts, I'll do that. I'll jump back up to 4 again. But yeah, I've had before then, I'd have 5 hour, 6 hour, 7, 8 hour shows. And it was all because so many people wanted to come on and talk.
Right.
And we would bring on, have a conversation, talk about football, and or we would even have a Madden tournament. So, but yeah, no. So now it's just 2 hours. So now I'm on every night on Roku, Northeast Streaming Sports. It would be 11 o'clock East Coast time.
That's cool. That is cool. Happy for you for that. That is cool.
I appreciate you.
Now, I know that you're a wrestling fan, but when did your wrestling fandom start?
Oh my God. So I'm not so much. No, I'm more again old school. It started. Early 80s. I'm talking when Hulk Hogan beat the Iron Sheik. Early 80s.
Lord, not the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, the Iron Sheik.
Oh yeah, I know that. I was still watching wrestling then.
When Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant old, that's WrestleMania 3. I think the last WrestleMania I actually saw from beginning to end and got into it was when the Ultimate Warrior beat Hulk Hogan. I think that had to been 5, WrestleMania 5. I think. But yeah.
Okay, so now I've seen that you got to see the Nature Boy.
Yes.
Ric Flair.
Yes, I did.
Now, how was that?
It was phenomenal. It was great. Good dude. It was before his very last match. Got to talk to him for a second. And so I got to see him the Dallas has its own version of Comic-Con, and it's called the Dallas Fan Expo. I was actually surprised that we were the only ones dressed as Ric Flair. I was actually shocked. My son and I. And
don't forget to tell about you.
Oh yeah. Guys, if you can, please go check out my TikTok. It's pinned. You're gonna love my Ric Flair robe. So the robe was pretty plain, the red one I had. And my daughter came up with some ideas, like with the feathers and the netting with the feathers. I just wanted the feathers to kind of stream down. And she was like, I got you. Say less. And she came up with that whole idea and everything. I got my son. You want to come say hi? You want to say hi? I got my son here. He's with me. Well, he lives with me 24/7. So I mean, it's not like he's going anywhere else.
Yeah, that's the TikTok.
So this is my son, Nick.
What's going on, Nick?
Hi, Nick. What's going on?
Not much.
Looking like your daddy. Who's that song? Stunting like my daddy. Whatever it called.
Yeah, I was on Maury a couple weeks ago. And
here he go, yo. Yeah.
I am.
I ain't even let him finish this.
That's why I'm not even looking at you right now. I'm not looking at you.
I don't think his son got no clue where that story was going. Right?
Like Maury,
he knows. He's heard that multiple times. But you got anything to say?
No, I got anything to say.
Okay, I'm on. We could talk later.
Does he like the Giants?
Oh, come here. She asked you a question.
He has no choice.
Come here.
I know. That's what he's getting at.
Oh, he got a choice. Everybody got a choice. Nick,
choice.
show me your shirt. Show me your shirt.
I told you.
Yeah. See,
New York
Giants. See, so the thing is,
Giants.
So the thing is, I tell everybody,
New York football Giants.
I became a Giants fan. Love you, man. I became a Giants fan. He was born a Giants fan because the moment I found out that I have a son, I went to NFL Shop and I spent my last $50 on his first onesie and Giants hat. So I made sure.
I'm going to get my grandson a Steelers onesie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only popping. He already has a little football.
And that's one of my biggest regrets because I didn't start. Well, to be fair, I didn't have the money to do it, but I didn't start buying Giants gear until after I had Nick. And before then, I had 2 other girls. I had Sierra and Sienna by then.
Nice.
And
which one did the robe? Sierra or Sienna?
The oldest, Sierra.
Sierra.
Okay. Well, Sienna helped too.
Shout out to the family.
Yeah. She put more jewels onto the what do you call it, robe itself. So yeah, they took care of me. They took care of me.
That's great to hear. Great to see that you got to meet Ric Flair. I'm going to end it with this. I really hate playing the Giants. And a lot of people ask me, why do I hate playing the Giants and not the Cowboys? Because we could lose to the Cowboys during the season twice. We'll still make the playoffs. We can't lose to the Giants twice.
No.
We just can't.
No.
And playing the Giants during the season seems like it's always a make or break of our year. And I don't know why, but it's always feel like that.
Right.
Like, oh, we need this game. It's always we need this game when we play the Giants. It's never just like, oh yeah, this is the Giants. And they can suck. But if they beat us, it hurts like hell. Like it messes up it messes up the whole team's demeanor.
And he talks about this a lot. Losing to the Giants. Well, he talks about that.
That's why when I talk to Cowboy fans, they just be like, "Oh dear, well we own y'all. Who cares?"
I know. I hate it when they say that.
Who cares? Like
you know what I say to them?
Oh well.
Yeah. How many have you seen? Yeah. How many have you seen? When I get the hit with the "we own y'all" or Dak owns the Giants, I come back and say, "Yeah, well, Dak don't own a Super Bowl ring. Dak don't even own a damn NFC Championship game appearance." So I don't want to hear it. I don't. And then when they say you got to compare Jones and Dak, who'd you rather have? I said, well, neither been in the conference game, and Dak's getting paid a lot more. So you tell me. So I just leave it at that, and that normally shuts them up. So,
well, we're gonna have to end this great interview. Hopefully, we'll have you on again. Sharon said she definitely want to have you on for the tattoo show.
Okay,
you got tattoos with promises.
I got a little bit. I got a little bit.
With promises that you'll win another one.
And I'm about to get I got to add a couple more after this season. I'm just saying.
After what? Speaking of the season, before we go, what are your expectations for this season?
17-0. What are you talking about?
All right, now put the Kool-Aid down. Now, what are your expectations for this season?
You just need to reflect on what I just said.
No, you might need to reflect on what you just said. You might need to reflect on what you just said.
Hey, I salute you for that answer, because everybody keep telling me we gonna be at the basement of the AFC North.
That's all I hear.
We'll be right with you.
That's all I hear.
Y'all sleeping the steps in the projects.
We were told that last season. You see, we finished second. That's all I got to say about that.
Sweeping. There's people that sing in the choir, and there's other people that clean the church. Sweeping.
I'll be singing. I'm gonna be singing.
Sweeping.
Stir up the gift. No, let me stop.
Sharon, you got any last words?
Yes, I do have some final thoughts. My conversation with you today, Sneaky G Man, got me thinking about that word loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite coaches of all time was the late, great Pat Summitt. May she rest in peace. The former coach for the Tennessee Volunteers women's basketball team. Coach of the century is what I call
it. Multiple national championships.
Multiple games. She passed, what's his name? The winningest coach ever.
Yep. Dean,
yeah. So her quote was, if you want to develop loyalty, the first thing you have to do is demonstrate it. And that is very key and very profound. A lot of people walk around talking about loyalty and how they're upset because people aren't loyal to them or they're not loyal to the team. But then they're running around not being loyal themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look in the mirror. So before you chastise somebody on their lack of loyalty, check the mirror, make sure your loyalty is on point before you open up your mouth and talk about somebody else's.
Preach.
That's my message on loyalty. We thank y'all for coming to the Side Jawn. Hope to see you again next Saturday. We've been doing this thing. This is season 2, episode 9, right? Episode 9, and we love spending time with you guys on Saturday morning. Thank you so much for coming, Sneaky G. Yes, we are going to have you back. And I'm just glad to be here.
Can I just say one last thing?
Yes, you can.
Let's go, Giants.
No.
And I guess we're going to end on that. You might have to hit him with your catchphrase, Sneaky G-Men, one time. You ain't going to hit it? Sneaky G-Men?
Oh, I just said it.
No, Sneaky G-Men, how you say it, you know.
That's I normally say that in the beginning, but of course I'll say right now. Well, it's been fun. It's your boy Stefan, aka Sneaky G Man.
Oh, now I see. That's how you say it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, y'all have a good night.
Got my towel on.
God bless.